If you're brand new to the real estate business, I know you're excited and you can't wait to get going. You've got big aspirations of making money and being successful, but perhaps you're not sure which way to get going and how to get started. Or perhaps you've been in business for a while and you've hit a rut. You've just gotten into a lull to where the business just isn't coming like it has in the past, or perhaps you feel like the market just isn't in your favor right now. A lot of agents struggle for direction, whether you're new to the business or you've been in the business for a while and maybe you just need a refresher to get you back on track to keep you going in the right direction. My name is Scott Woods and I'm an everyday agent just like you. It's a very common frustration. I've had agents come to me over the years and express that challenge and say, Scott, where do I go? How do I get started? I have these aspirations, I have these dreams of where I want to go, but it just seems unattainable, or I just don't know how to get out of the rut. Well, the solution is a very powerful framework, and it's called SMART goals. Let me share those with you. SMART goals will give you the path that you're looking for to help you to create momentum in your business, whether you're starting off brand new or if you find yourself in a place where you may be stuck or things are just not going your way. What we want to do is start to build momentum and then build inertia so that you'll be unstoppable. So let's start by defining a goal. We all have an idea of what a goal might be. Maybe we want to just be super successful in real estate. Perhaps we want to make $1 million in real estate, or we want to be the #1 listing agent, or perhaps we want to purchase our own home. Maybe it has something to do with buying a new car, or funding an education for a child, or providing a lifestyle for your family that you never had the opportunity to do. Whatever it may be, those dreams are wonderful, but that's only one part of the goal. Here's the real definition of a goal. Take those dreams, apply a plan, and apply a date. The last two pieces are an important distinction. We're going to start by taking a goal, just one, and writing it down. There's something magical that happens when you put pen to paper and write that down. You could say you're putting it out in the universe, you're committing to it, you're setting the wheels in motion in your own mind to commit to actually creating that goal. Or perhaps you're speaking it to your deity, your higher power. Whatever it may be, if you don't write it down, it's just an aspiration and it doesn't mean anything. And the last part of that distinction is we have to put a date on it. We have to set a date. Now, I know you're going to feel some uncomfortableness with that because maybe your goal is very high. Maybe that date seems unobtainable, but the very first thing that you will feel and that you want to feel is a little bit of uncomfortableness, a little bit of uneasiness, and the reason being is because there is no growth without discomfort. So you're going to feel a little bit of discomfort, and I want you to lead into it. The definition of a goal is an aspiration, a dream, written down with a plan, with a deadline. Our next distinction is identifying your why. Why is that goal important to you? What is it about that goal that is so important? I want you to stop, take a moment, get quiet, and think very deeply. What would accomplishing that goal do for your life on a very large level? That why is going to be your fuel for the fire. It's going to be the gasoline for the engine of your car, which will be the vehicle that will get you to those goals. It's the electricity in the battery that keeps the momentum going. We want to revisit that why on a regular basis because it's what gives you the power to do the things that you need to do to accomplish that goal. Now let me introduce to you the concept of SMART goals. This is an important framework. SMART is an acronym, S-M-A-R-T. Let's go through this. S stands for specific, M is measurable, A is achievable, R is realistic, and T is tied to action. So, starting with the S, specific. Don't say, I want to make a lot of money this year. I want you to be very, very specific and say, I want to close one deal at the end of 60 days. That is very, very clear. Measurable. You should be tracking your progress from the very beginning to the very end. Did you know that there's a life cycle to every lead? Whether you have a lead that's created, say, from the internet or social media, or one that is a referral from a personal friend, there is the same life cycle for every lead. It starts with a conversation, then you have a meeting, and then from there you might write a contract, and then that contract will close. There is a conversion ratio at every step of the way. Every contract that you write doesn't necessarily close. So let's just say, for example, you have to write 2 contracts to have one close because one might fall out. You have to talk to so many people before you actually have a meeting. Maybe you talk to so many buyers before you actually show a property. So there's a conversion ratio along the way, and what you want to do is measure each activity, measure each conversation that you have, each meeting that you set up, each contract that you write, and each contract that closes, so that you can understand your own personal conversion ratios. We'll go into those later, and you should check out my video on the life cycle of every lead. A stands for achievable. Let's start very small. We want to build momentum and then turn that momentum into inertia. Momentum first, inertia second. So let's make those goals achievable. Not, I want to make a bunch of money, but I want to close one deal. R stands for realistic. Let's consider the time frame. We want to make it easy for yourself. So give yourself room for error and give yourself room for success. Don't make it too short. It may be too difficult to hit that goal. Let's give yourself plenty of breathing room. Again, we want success in the beginning to build the momentum, start the momentum, and then build inertia. Then T is tied to action. You must have a deadline. You can't be ambiguous and say, I want to earn $100,000 in the next year. Well, when is the next year up? Let's make that realistic goal have a certain deadline. I want to close one deal at the end of 60 days. A little while ago, we talked about writing those goals down. You may be thinking, oh, sure, no problem. I'll just get on my computer and type them up, or take my phone out and put them in a note, or maybe I'll post them out on social media somewhere. That's not what I'm talking about, folks. That's not the same thing. There's something magical that happens when you take a physical pen and a piece of paper and you write those goals down. I can't tell you exactly what it is that happens, but it works every time. Now, bear in mind, the goals that you write down are not for the public. Nobody's going to grade them. Nobody's going to judge them. It's just for you. Write them down and put them away. But something happens inside that will cause those goals to happen. And it's actually scientifically proven. There are Harvard studies that show if you put pen to paper and write those goals down, you are 42% more likely to achieve those goals. So you can dream big, but let's make smart goals in the meantime. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and tied to an action. Guys, you can do this. Achieving goals is very simple. You do have to do the work, but it's very simple to do. If you think about the analogy of going to the gym, for those of you who have experience with that, you have to put in the reps. They don't have to be hard reps, but you have to do the work. You have to do the reps. And if you follow the framework of SMART goals, small, specific, achievable, measurable, realistic, you will start to accomplish one goal after another. You're going to build momentum and then power it with inertia. It will come. You will be as successful as you choose to be. I can't tell you how many agents I've talked to who have been totally lost, have no motivation, and they're aimless right now. And that's because their goals were way too lofty, they were unrealistic, and they set no deadline with it. So stick to the SMART goal system, and you too will achieve them one after another and be powered by inertia. If I can do it, you can do it. Now that you have the framework, let's pick one goal for the next 30 days. Set your deadline and get started. You can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. I'll see you on the other side of success. I'm Scott Woods, and I'm an everyday agent.